going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Worst Company to Have. I am, as always, Kyle.
And I'm Alex.
What's up, guys? So, Alex, how's your week been?
Good. It's been good.
Cool.
Haven't done anything at all.
Cool.
So,
Neither have I.
great. I'm just going into this episode really needing a nap.
Yeah. What would we just... You literally came over half an hour ago and just sat down and said, hey, topics? We've got none.
Exactly. So we're winging it this episode.
So shall we get started into it?
Sure.
All right, quick bits. Let's go.
Quick bits. Okay. We'll do them. We'll actually do them quick this time.
Ooh.
Let's see. So there's a show called Strike Back, season 6, officially ordered by Cinemax. I have no idea what that is.
Never heard of it.
All right.
Moving on.
The Hazelwood adaptation lands Nutcracker director. I don't know.
Isn't there already a Nutcracker movie coming out?
I don't know. I don't keep up with holiday movies. The last one I kept up with was what's the one with Arnold Schwarzenegger? Turbo Man.
Oh my god. Jingle All the Way?
Jingle All the Way. He commits so many. He commits a lot of crimes.
Is that even... Let me see if that's the right. I'm pretty sure it is.
It might have been released before I was born. Anyways.
When were you born?
93.
This came out 3 years after you were born.
Hey. John Cena wants to play Duke Nukem.
I can see that.
I'd love that.
I can definitely see that.
He's got enough acting chops to pull it off.
Yeah.
So,
I can see that. Okay, I'm okay with that.
Captain Marvel, Emily Blunt confirms that nobody called her for the part. Apparently, she was rumored to, and she recently came out, I guess, saying that
nobody had called her.
Yeah,
huh?
Which is okay. I mean, I like Brie Larson.
Yeah,
I didn't really have an actress in mind to play Captain Marvel.
I don't know much about Captain Marvel to give any opinions on who would have played her or not. Anyway, so sure.
So, what's weird about that movie is it's gonna take place in the 90s.
Yeah, so I have heard of that. So that's gonna be different.
I wonder if she'll appear in Infinity War in any way. Looking it up.
Yep.
All right. Next one. New Mutants. They're getting reshoots, which is and it could be half the movie, is what the title says, which is weird because New Mutants comes out in a month or two, very soon.
All right, let's see.
Oh, look at it. Okay, Screen Rant needs to update their stuff. Duke Nukem movie producer confirms John Cena is attached.
Well, there you go.
Great. Double
confirmation.
Jurassic World 3, Jeff Goldblum hints at special cameos. Alan.
It would be cool to see Sam Neill come back.
Yeah.
As Dr. Grant. That'd be awesome.
Just terrifying chubby children.
Yeah. No, because I think it would be it'd be a very interesting dynamic with Chris Pratt's character and Sam Neill.
Yeah.
Because you basically have Dr. Grant, and then you have the new younger Dr. Grant, and it's just it'd be really cool to see them in a movie together, just to kind of dinosaurs.
Yeah. I just like that the fact in 2 that'll be out in a few months, where Jeff Goldblum in the trailer, he's like, I fucking told you.
I've told you all along.
Enter to win allegiances. Oh, that's an ad.
Oh, and it says right here that in a chat with comicbook.com, Captain Marvel will not be in Infinity War.
Oh, dang.
Darn.
Okay. Let's see. Deadpool 2 Green Band trailer adds another joke. I just saw the one trailer. So I don't know if they did reshoots or what, but it came out that the first test screening that they did for Deadpool was so bad.
Really?
Like, people just did not like it. And then all of a sudden I'm hearing did they pay these people off? Because people are like, it's great, like it's amazing.
Oh, dang.
And then the trailer came out and I'm like, this looks fun.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen that. Like the one trailer that I've seen for it is the joke where, you know, he doesn't have his CGI arm and stuff like that. Yeah, that's like the only trailer I've seen, but other than that, it looks really good.
Speaking of Deadpool, She-Hulk is another character in Marvel that can break the fourth wall.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, so she can do that. And I was thinking, like, Netflix I just gravitate to Netflix because they have all the Defenders. Mm-hmm. But they should do a series with her, because I think it would be like a nice, like kind of like a Law and Order type thing. Because she's a lawyer, like she's just Hulk all the time, but she's a lawyer, like she's incredibly smart, and I just think it'd be like a cool like action drama.
Yeah, so that'd actually be pretty interesting to see. Mm-hmm.
Segueing from that, Jessica Jones season 2. I don't know if you've watched.
I have not watched it yet.
So, it's so good.
Is it?
It's so good. I thought so. The first couple episodes, I'm like, okay, it's a little more of the same, which is not saying anything bad about it, because the first season Jessica Jones was very good, and then this takes just a hard right turn in a good way. It's emotional. It's like the storytelling is so incredible. Like there's a few twists here and there. Without spoiling, there's a certain dynamic that happens with a newfound relationship with Jessica Jones, and you don't know where she lands on it, because morally she's very strong and standing with that. Mm-hmm. But then she's conflicted because of the emotions for it, and it's just great storytelling, and just huge applause to the female directors, because it was mostly female directors for that season.
Oh, nice.
Just, I mean, they just knocked it out of the park. I loved it so much. It rivals season 1 of Daredevil for me.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because season 1 of Daredevil for me is the top. Mm-hmm. Season 2 of Jessica Jones is right up there. Season 2, I would say, of Daredevil and season 1 of Jessica Jones are even. And then it would go Defenders, Luke Cage, and Iron Fist, unfortunately. Because Iron Fist, they should have focused so much. We'll get into that.
Yeah, that'll be an episode one of these days.
Star Wars, Solo rumors reveal even more legends. It cuts off there, but I'm assuming legend characters. Mm-hmm. Which is nice. I like that they're dipping their toes back into the legends and bringing some of those.
Which is good, because Thrawn is now canon, because he appeared in Rebels, right?
Yeah.
And I remember that was like a huge storyline.
Yeah.
After Return of the Jedi. Mm-hmm. Which is cool, because that was actually that was a well-received story, too, so that's cool. So,
news for the Lock and Key comic book adaptation. Hulu is passing on it, which it's actually, I haven't read it, but from what I know about it, it's really dark. There's like mystical mythos to it. It has a very interesting concept to it, but it's something that's on my list. But
right,
but as far as it being a TV show, I can definitely see it. It's weird that Hulu makes a lot of hard passes too.
Really?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I mean, there's a few like good concepts for TV shows that they've been presented, and they're just like, nah, we're good.
Huh.
And so.
Interesting.
Yeah. X-Men, Dark Phoenix, and New Mutants are undergoing reshoots. So that, adding to New Mutants, it looks like Dark Phoenix is getting reshoots. I haven't heard much of Dark Phoenix, but I mean, it's getting reshoots. So I don't know. Maybe they're rethinking stuff. Is Bryan Singer still attached to things?
Let's find out.
I don't think that he is, because he's a pervert. While you look that up, when's the earliest Rick and Morty season 4 can air? that's how it's written. Season 4 has been more or less confirmed by Dan Harmon and Justin Roiland. They've been busy. They haven't really started working on it. So I think the earliest we'll probably see season 4 might be like next year, which is a little upsetting. But I'd rather they take their time with it. Yeah,
well, that makes sense. That way they're not like rushing anything out and the quality of the season.
Because I mean, it was like a year until we got season 3.
Yeah. Which is good. And yeah, it looks like Bryan Singer is still slated on the Dark Phoenix movie. It's looks like he's being credited as a producer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Simon Kinberg will be directing.
Okay, so maybe Bryan Singer, because he's still, I guess maybe with his contract, he still has to have some kind of parts, or maybe they're just doing.
I think this movie's going to be destined to fail.
It kind of is, because from what I heard before, that they wanted to do a trilogy with it, and then that kind of went hush hush, and now they're just talking about.
Yeah, because didn't we already get a Dark Phoenix trilogy with the original X-Men?
Yeah, kind of. Well, kind of. It was the same as like Apocalypse. Like we only had it in X3, and then we had it in Apocalypse, but we didn't really have the storyline with it. But
yeah, I'm not really interested in seeing this Dark Phoenix movie.
Let's see. Honest Trailers did something with Star Wars: The Last Jedi.
I did see that on my YouTube suggestion earlier today.
Okay, so this is actually pretty big news, and this is just the title. Nickelodeon parts way with producer Dan Snyder. Dan Snyder has been, for lack of a better word, the godfather of Nickelodeon.
Basically, for years. He's the one who basically created all those great shows that we had, like
all that. The Amanda
show, yeah. Drake and Josh,
iCarly, Victorious,
pretty much basically.
What was that one with Ariana Grande and Jimmy McCurdy? It was like a crossover.
Sam and Cat.
Yeah, there you go.
Basically every live action thing that Nickelodeon has ever done was created by Dan Snyder.
Yeah, like it's crazy. He's been with him for years, and I'm curious to open it up because I want to know exactly what that was. But that's insane.
Should we deviate from the quick bits segment and open it up?
Nah. There's a lot more here.
we don't want to.
But that's. I mean, I didn't know that, and that's really interesting. We'll probably
have to look that up on your own time then.
Yeah. But I mean, that's crazy. That's crazy to me because, man, just everything I loved from Nickelodeon was brought because of him.
You know what that means now? That means that anything that Nickelodeon produces is going to be absolute shit.
Yeah. Yeah, because, I mean, but, see, that's what I'm curious. I wonder if it's, like, Dan Snyder's, like, saying, like, I'm done, or Nickelodeon being like, I'm done. Because, I mean, he's got to have made his fortune.
Yeah.
So, he probably just doesn't need to work anymore unless he's retiring or what. But Nickelodeon has been... I wouldn't say that they've been failing, but I would say their golden point was probably maybe even like iCarly and Victorious. Maybe. Because everything after that, like I have younger nieces and nephews, and sometimes when they watch stuff, I'm like, what is this? Like, it's just color and noise.
Yeah.
Like, even SpongeBob has evolved from like subtle, mature jokes and stuff like that to just color and noise.
Yeah. I feel like, do you ever remember that show came out on Adult Swim a long time ago I think it was called Super Jail?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you know how, like, the crazy visuals in that show are just out of control, completely abstract, and just, it was more of a visual show than it was a joke show.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like ever since that came out, that's where, like, shows have been going towards now, you know, like... About Adventure Time, you know. Of course,
Adventure Time.
I mean, of course, Adventure Time has, you know. Apparently, it's a really funny show, and it's smart.
The thing with this is that the creator of Adventure Time, his name escapes me, but he was like, he's tired of it.
Really?
And he went up to the Cartoon Network and he pleaded with them. He's like, I want out. And I think this year if it hasn't already, I think this is the last year that Adventure Time will air new episodes, and I think it will follow up with a Adventure Time movie that will be released in cinemas, and then and then it'll be over. One of the other smart shows that they also had was Regular Show. By J.G. Quintel, who just a bunch of 80 references. It was just a great show, and they canceled it because they wanted to give more focus to Adventure Time and stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
And that's understandable, but no, it wasn't. They wanted to give more airtime to fucking Teen Titans Go. They keep shoving Teen Titans Go into people's mouths, and people are like, there's a demographic for it. I'm like,
no.
But there is a demographic for it.
I know it sucks.
Which is younger children, like much younger children. And fans like us who were fans of the original Teen Titans, like, it's not what we want.
Of course not.
And it's
hell, even I would say the only smart thing that Teen Titans Go has ever done was that one little episode where they
make fun of each other.
Yeah, they make fun of themselves. I forgot what character or one villain it was.
Probably Robin. I don't know.
No, well, I forgot what villain it was that shows up on their screen. It's like, what happened to you guys? This is what you guys used to be, and then it would show like
maybe it was like that TV wizard guy,
something like that. I don't know, name. But yeah, he shows them what they were before when Teen Titans was still airing on Cartoon Network, and you can even hear the characters like commenting like, "That was us." Yeah. It's like we were that.
Like the what was it, 5th season of Samurai Jack? Mm-hmm. Like the most recent one. Mm-hmm. Like wasn't that aired on Adult Swim?
Yeah, it was.
Which is like it's fucking sad because it was a Cartoon Network show.
It was, yeah. But I mean, I think they did that to make it more, because I mean, if you look at it, Samurai Jack was not exactly a.
No, I mean I understand.
I mean, it was a kids show, but it wasn't like a kids show. You know, there were a lot of adult themes in that show.
What I was trying to get at with that was like they definitely decided to just stick to like one demographic.
Right. Like, they did kind of limit. Mm-hmm.
Because thinking now, like if you tell me like what's on Cartoon Network right now aside from Teen Titans Go, Adventure Time, I don't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to tell you. Same thing with Nickelodeon. Yeah. Like I can't tell you.
We're getting old.
No, it's just our childhood TV channels are just
dying.
They're dying.
They're dying. They're dying. Buy those boxes. All right. Stranger Things season 3 will balance creepiness and heart. It already does that.
Yeah. So is it just gonna balance it even more?
Oh my god! Like I felt for 11 all of last season, and then I was like really just concerned with Will. I wanted him to play more of a villain role than just like the kind of like the conduit that he was.
Oh yeah.
But I really loved Millie Bobby Brown is just so great.
Yeah, she's great. They're all great. They're all great in that show.
Oh, you know what? I didn't notice this. So Marvel put out Avengers posters. With certain characters in a certain color representing each stone, and I didn't realize this until I just read it. There are missing Avengers in the posters. Like Ant-Man isn't in any of them. Neither is Wasp. And I guess they made fan-made posters of it. So let's see.
But they are all in it, right?
Yeah. So I'm a little curious about this one. I want to open it, but I'm not going to. It says why the reason X-Men has been delayed by 3 months, and in the picture frame, you see Kitty Pryde. And then that chick who's playing Jean Grey, and then Rami Malek as his name escapes me. The lead singer of Queen.
Freddie Mercury.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've seen that picture. Yeah, it looks really good.
It's him as Freddie Mercury, but like, what does that have to do with X-Men?
That is very true.
I don't know. Maybe it's both directors or something. I don't know. Easter eggs are still being found from Guardians of the Galaxy.
The second one?
Yeah.
They're still being found?
I guess so.
Interesting.
Edge of Tomorrow. Emily Blunt says that the script for the sequel is being worked on, which is
Edge of Tomorrow. Oh, that's the one with Tom Cruise, right?
Yeah.
And it's kind of like a Groundhog Day type of thing.
Yeah.
Everyone says that movie was really good. I have
was.
not seen it yet.
It really was. It was like, it wasn't even like small budget either. Like it was just kind of like not even a small film. It's just it didn't get promoted as much.
Yeah.
And then people like it just got word of mouth. So
didn't it go through like a name change like after the movie was released?
Oh my god! So the confusion.
At first, it was Live, Die, Repeat, right?
No, that was the name afterwards.
That was the name afterwards.
Yeah, Edge of Tomorrow. Edge of Tomorrow was the original name, and then they called it Live, Die, Repeat. Which I was like, why? Like, what two people got into an argument with? Like, no.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, it says right here.
The next article says Krypton is a good TV show because there is no Superman. So
okay.
From what I got from the trailers that YouTube keeps forcing on me, it's about his grandfather and how the House of El was established or whatever. I'm not interested in that.
Not to stop you right here.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the Wikipedia article for Edge of Tomorrow, and the screenplay. It's 3 names. Christopher McQuarrie, and I'm assuming they're brothers, Jez Butterworth and John Henry Butterworth.
What?
I've never heard of these guys, but that is a very unfortunate name to have for Jez Butterworth.
Jez, what do you think of Edge of Tomorrow? Oh, I don't know. I don't like it. Live, Die, Repeat, and they just bickered for the entire. Oh, jeez.
Does Butterworth automatically give him a British accent?
I would assume.
All right, go ahead.
Paramount was concerned about Cloverfield 3, which we talked about this last episode, I think.
Which I have to upload still.
Oh, Lord.
Well, no, it's because I uploaded an episode and it turns out it was the previous episode. Something somehow got crossed up. So, hey, who knows? Today will be a double thing.
Hey! Yeah, I mean, I can see why they're concerned because you watch these movies and they're becoming more and more far apart from each other. Mm-hmm. The only thing that's connecting them are the monsters.
And the name.
Yeah, so...
I saw the ending clip for Cloverfield Paradox. Mm. That's a huge-ass monster.
Yeah, I guess that's like the mama. The one in the first one was a baby.
The baby, yeah. From what I read, that one has no relation to the ones in the movie because when the ship's like crashing down to Earth or whatever, they're in a new dimension.
Yeah.
I don't know. I have to watch the movie, but
I think they're in. I think they're back in there. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's complicated.
All I know is that J.J. Abrams is gonna tie this up perfectly.
Let's see. Future Big Bang Theory episodes pay tribute to Stephen Hawking. Stephen Hawking passed away.
Yeah,
I was very upset about that. I fucking hate Big Bang Theory. I hate it. I hate it so much.
Sorry, Luz.
So, quick story. I went on our first date with this girl.
Uh-oh.
And we were talking for something, and she was like, oh, somehow the topic of favorite TV shows came up, and I was like, blah, 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 what is yours? And she said, Big Bang Theory. I was like, oh, I'm not a big fan of Big Bang Theory. And she goes, what do you mean? And it turned into us, like, almost shouting at each other, because I was like, what the fuck is Bazinga? It's not a joke. Just because you put a laugh track over something doesn't make it a joke. Oh my god.
So you basically started out as just getting to know this person, and it turned into a screaming match, all because you said you weren't a fan of it.
Fuck Sheldon. Shoot, I don't like. Why does someone love Big Bang Theory that much? What is the appeal? We're physics major and our friend can't get laid. Like, there's a hot blonde across the hall. No.
I've seen a few episodes. I don't think it's that bad of a show. It's just not something I watch constantly, or at least I don't follow up on it.
Bazinga.
You got
no laugh. See? Fucking hate the Big Bang Theory.
I'm gonna put a laugh track in just to spite you in post. All right.
So Captain Marvel is making a big mistake by ignoring Agent Carter.
What do you mean?
I don't know. That's what the thing said. I guess Agent Carter won't be in Jessica Jones. I mean
Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel. I only said Jessica Jones because in Jessica Jones comics, Carol Danvers is her only friend.
I see.
And in the show they changed it to Trish Walker, who is Hellcat.
Oh.
And then last thing, Infinity War. Which of the original Avengers will die? I say
good question.
Vision.
Perfect segue, by the way. Yeah, you did that on purpose, didn't you?
I did. I saw it here, and I was like, you know what?
Yeah. Well, I guess that just officially.
Star Trek Discovery Season 2 focuses on science and spirituality. God, that's the last one.
Well, I guess now that ends Quick Bits.
That ends Quick Bits, but have you watched this Star Trek Discovery at all?
That's the new show, right?
Yeah.
No, I have not.
I haven't. I don't know if it's connected to like the films or anything, or if it's just its own thing. But it seems like now anything Star Trek is connected to each other.
Yeah.
What is it? It's Enterprise. Is it New Voyage? With Patrick Stewart.
Oh, it's the Next Generation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is there one called New Voyage? I feel like there is. Or am I thinking of Battlestar Galactica?
You just went full nerd.
Well, you see. Anyways, to the next topic.
Next topic. Okay, so yes, Infinity War. It is just weeks away.
I'm excited.
I'm very excited. The official trailer they released, looks really good.
You know what? I was skeptical of watching it. I didn't want to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
But when I did, I was like, oh, this is just a little bit more from the teaser. Nothing's really being spoiled.
They definitely didn't spoil anything. No.
But these fucking toys, man, they're spoiling everything.
Well, that's why I'm not paying attention to like toy releases.
I'm not paying attention, but I walked into a store and I walked into Target and there were like their toys for Infinity War already up, and I was trying my best to avoid any of the Spider-Man stuff, and I wanted to be surprised to see the spider arms and everything, and that all got spoiled for me.
Oh, so he has the spider arms.
Yeah,
like the Iron Spider suit.
Yeah. So it is the Iron Spider suit.
Yeah.
So, but now I'm just like, I just gotta stay away from it all. But
yeah, just don't leave your apartment.
I'll stay. Just hide for the next 4 weeks.
Yeah. But yeah, Infinity War is gonna be. Do you think it'll top Black Panther?
I don't know. That's the thing.
Because as we obviously you guys haven't heard a review yet because I haven't uploaded it yet. But during the time that I've been lazy and not uploading that damn episode, Black Panther has finally reached $1 billion. Yeah, it is Marvel's first $1 billion movie. Yeah, it is ridiculous.
That's what we predicted last time.
And it happened. So, but I know everyone's been so hyped for Infinity War. So, do you think this could possibly top that?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't expect it to top it. It'll probably meet it.
Meet it? You think it'll meet it?
Yeah, I think they'll meet. But I mean, Black Panther. I mean, it's still going. It's still like at the top. I'm still getting. I'll look at this app called Atom, not sponsored. And it's great to like check like view times and stuff. You can buy like tickets and stuff, and it always like Black Panther always pops up, and I'm just like I saw it already 3 times. Like I can't.
You've seen it 3 times already?
Yeah.
Oh damn.
I like it that much. I kind of want to keep seeing it, but I'm like, you know what? I already pre-ordered like the steelbook. I'm ready to go, man.
Right.
But yeah, it's great. But back to your question. I think it'll, at the very least, it'll meet it.
You think so? Okay.
But,
yeah, because I know it's gonna make a shit ton of money.
Because it's already it came out February 15, 16, something like that.
Yeah.
Like it's already like a month and a half in. So
that's incredible.
Yeah,
to make that much money in that short amount of time.
Like, when's the last time a movie has been #1 for that long?
Avatar.
I wonder if it's gonna beat Avatar.
That's a very good question. I'm not gonna look it up.
I hope so. Because Avatar is a shit movie.
I've never seen it.
It's 3 hours of just being like, what am I? We can't harm these people. They're not people.
I read somewhere that
fuck me with your ponytail. Like that's what it is.
Someone said something. It was like a meme, or someone might have said it, that Avatar was basically Fern Gully, just live action.
Yeah, exactly. That's what it is, man. Oh, some fucking like ecosexual like hippie shit.
Well, I've seen Fern Gully, so I don't need to see Avatar.
Yeah, that's basically what it is, and it's just. Like, I'm not leaving this body because I can walk. Like, get back in your chair. Cool mechs though.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, going back to Infinity War. It's an extensive cast.
So Chris Evans has confirmed, and so has Marvel, that after Avengers 4, he's done. Really? Yeah. So the character of Steve Rogers in Captain America
will officially retire.
Will officially retire. Will be retired by Chris Evans. So who knows if, because what's his name? Sebastian Stan. Yeah. Yeah. Who plays Winter Soldier? He's gone to a few like fan events and cons and stuff like that, and he's revealed that Marvel has had him in talks as Bucky to get the mantle as.
Oh, I see.
So I don't know how much of that is true or if that's in talks, but it looks like they're going that way.
You'd think that they would go with Sam Wilson.
You would think, but I don't know. I would like to see that, but yeah. I don't know. It all just kind of depends, I guess. Just give them both shields.
All right. Shields for everybody.
But back to the question from Screen Rants, who do you think is going to die? I'm thinking Vision.
Probably.
I'm thinking Vision.
Hawkeye.
You think so?
I think so. I think.
Apparently, he's rumored that he's gonna be Ronin, which is just a far cooler character than Hawkeye is.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
Because is it Ronin? I think it's Ronin. Yeah. Anyways, he's
Ronin the Accuser.
No.
Just a different Ronin.
Yeah. Different Ronin. He wears he's basically a ninja.
Right. Yeah.
He's so cool in the comics. It's Hawkeye, but he's just more aggressive, and he's got a katana too.
Jeez.
That's cool. He's just a far more badass. But honestly, I wouldn't want Hawkeye to die, but he seems the most likely.
I feel like he would die because.
You think Wong will die?
Perhaps.
You think Falcon?
No, I don't think Falcon died. I feel like he's still kind of new into the game, you know?
Black Widow?
No, but maybe War Machine.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, because he died in the new Civil War story.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he dies, so maybe that'd be interesting. Because I was just thinking Black Widow might die, but she might not because her dynamic with Winter Soldier.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently they have a past. If you go back to Civil War and he's like choking her out,
right?
He's like kinky, and no, she's like, "Don't you remember who I am?" And that was like the first time they like. Was it Winter Soldier? It was Winter Soldier.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm in Civil War. Yeah, she's like, "Don't you remember who I am?" And he's just like, "Oh, brainwashed." And
right. Yeah.
About to tear her larynx out.
Yeah, I feel War Machine would be a good candidate for someone who would die.
War Machine. There's a scene where Spider-Man's getting slammed on the floor. He's not gonna die because he's still contracted for a few. But I feel like that scene where Tony is like crying, like he's all devastated. I'm thinking, and I'm gonna hit it if I'm right. I think Thanos kills Peter, and then Doctor Strange uses the Time Stone to bring him back.
Okay.
Or
which makes sense.
I mean, either that or.
I know that the Weekly Planet boys have theorized it was Pepper.
It could be. Get her out of there. Don't deal with her. Don't deal with Gwyneth Paltrow.
She was gone before, and she's all back now.
Well, I mean, the whole with Gwyneth Paltrow too is just, it's not like Marvel just does not like her. Honestly, I think in Homecoming, I think the only reason why they brought her back was I think that might have been Sony's idea.
You think it was Sony's idea?
Maybe. I don't know. Like it's all tricky. You'd have to go into like the logistics and contracts of all that, but she's got a contract to appear whenever they want her to.
Interesting.
Yeah. The same with I forgot the actors who played Red Skull.
Hugo Weaving.
Yeah, he hates that role, man.
Does he really?
He fucking hates it. He's like, I don't want to do it. And Marvel was kind enough to be like, okay. They're like, but if we summon you, you're like.
Oh damn! Like, I think he did a really good job.
Yeah, he did a great job, but.
Oh, Hugo Weaving's an amazing actor. Yeah. So.
But they, Marvel gave him the blessing to go away. But he said if they call me and they say they need me, he goes, I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna like cry about it. He goes, because I'm contracted. He goes, but.
Well, he's adult about it. Yeah, well, that's good.
Yeah. He could be like, I don't fucking like. He didn't treat it like Doctor Who Eccleston. He's the 9th Doctor, leather jacket, first season. Anyway, he's constantly like, they ask him like, oh, what attracted you to play the Doctor? And he's like it was just the writing staff and everything. It was great. Like, would you return? He goes, no, I fucking hate that role. Like he's not about Doctor. Like He makes it very apparent. Like there was an anniversary one where they were gonna have all 3 current Doctors up to like Matt Smith like be together, and he's like, no, I don't want to fucking do it. Like he's very aggressive with it. And I was just like, ugh. But I mean, it's good that Weaving is like being really adult about it.
Yeah, well, that is good, and I feel like Red Skull would be a pretty good villain to come back. Excuse me.
Speaking of characters that are coming back, Ronan the Accuser is gonna be. I don't know if he'll make a cameo or if he's playing a big part, but he's gonna be in Captain Marvel.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, that makes sense. Yeah,
because they're doing Skrulls.
Right.
Let's see what else. As I tap my foot. Who else? Who else would die? Who else should die?
Should die. Who else should die?
Do you think because they have all these the Infinity Stones, will they bring back Quicksilver?
I hope so. I really hope so. I feel like he was a good character that they just killed off.
I can see why they didn't kill off Hawkeye in that, because it would have felt cheap. It would have felt cheap, but I think people expected that.
Yeah. People expected that. Because I mean, you get to see his family, and it's like he goes and he has like that goodbye with his wife, and it's like, I'll come back, or he says something, and then it's like, oh well, this fucker's gonna die, obviously.
And so I would like to see Quicksilver come back.
I would too. I think Quicksilver was he was a great character, and they they definitely could utilize him in a better way other than just to be a disposable role.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like that's what he was in Age of Ultron. He was just disposable.
So, let's say, Rhodey dies.
Okay.
Rhodey dies. Wong maybe. Not Cap because he's confirmed for 4.
Well, here's the thing: any of these characters could die.
That's the thing, yeah.
But they could be brought back with the stones.
Yeah.
So Cap could die.
Because they're saying expect permanent deaths.
Expect permanent deaths. Yeah. Okay.
So, I mean, yeah, some can die, and then maybe they're like, oh, the stone needs to recharge. Or, like, I don't know. I don't know how these stones work. But, it feels a little weird to see, like, Chris Pratt, like, talking to Robert Downey Jr. as their characters.
It does. It does seem kind of like, it's kind of like off-putting in a way.
I'm also, I'm wondering if the Guardians show up on Earth at all, because there's the clips that they're like interacting. Mm-hmm. It doesn't look like they're on Earth.
Maybe not.
But then again, they're all gonna be like split up.
Right. Maybe. I mean, the clips that it does show, like from the trailer, it looks like that. Because it looks like Spider-Man's the one who's the first responder.
Yeah.
To that big floating disc thing.
Also, Spider Sense.
Oh right, yeah, I know. The first thing which is I think a really good portrayal of the Spider Sense.
Yeah. Before it used to just be like a noise.
Yeah.
Like in Sam Raimi, the way he did it, he made the entire scene silent. He would make the entire scene silent, and he would focus the camera on where things were happening.
Right.
And Mark Webb, for his Amazing series, the way he did it was, you would hear that shaky, rattly noise, and then it would the camera would pan over to where it was. This one, it's just like his body's just reacting to.
Yeah. You see his hair stand up.
Yeah, chills and everything, which I thought was just great.
Yeah, which again makes perfect sense, because he's getting something, But yeah, going back to it seems like he's the first responder to the scene. He somehow gets up on that thing, and I'm assuming Iron Man flies up to him.
He's gonna have to.
Yeah, I mean, because from that clip where his boots transform into that giant engine to get there faster. I mean, obviously he's going up there. I'm assuming he gives him his Iron Spider suit there, and
I don't think so. I think he'll probably pick him up.
Because it does show that. Oh well, yeah, that's true. He could, I guess, pick him up, and then they just go back up there.
Yeah, maybe something like that. Maybe they pick him up, and I'm like, well, "What are you doing?" And he's like, "Oh,
I'm trying."
Yeah. And they're like, "No, you're
my best."
And then, because he can also just call that thing on a whim. So
yeah, that's true.
But
one
of my favorite scenes from the trailers though is where he points at him. He's like, "You're an Avenger now." Peter's just like, "Okay," but I'm concerned because I don't know how far this is after Homecoming. Does he clear things up with Aunt May? Or
I know, huh? Well, I mean, obviously it's gonna have to
because this Aunt May doesn't seem like a senile, it's just a costume, because Aunt May in the Raimi films, and God bless her soul, I forget her name. She was very blind to Peter. And
was she though? Because it seemed that even though she did play naive, she still seemed very.
She knew that something was up with him.
She just didn't know exactly what it was.
And I see. there's what the culture did these things, and I don't know if they're still doing them, but they would do how the movie should have been. Type things, and they just kind of go through it. One of the things that I fell in love with that they said about Spider-Man 3 was Tobey Maguire as Peter would go to her, and he reveals everything, and then she's just like, "Oh, I know." That would have been just she's like, "I know." She goes, I knew this whole time."
Right.
And that scene would have probably made that entire movie.
That would have been cool.
But
that definitely would have been cool.
There's a whole thing, and I'll show you the video later of how he explains it, but it's just it upsets me because that's how it could have been. Mm-hmm. Like they Raimi wanted to do Vulture. So the way that he says should have just got rid of Sandman, done Vulture. You could have done Venom, but have the ultimate version, so Harry would have been Venom. Oh. And it would have, the Butler would have used it to like heal him from the injuries that he had with Peter and so on and so
that would have been that would have made a lot of sense.
Yeah. So I'll show you the video because he goes more into detail with it, and it upsets me because that just sounds like a far better movie.
Right? So, yeah. Going back to the Raimi series, it definitely would have been better to just get rid of the New Goblin, get rid of Sandman, and just do Venom for that third movie.
Yeah, because Sony was
it's crazy too because
Sony was pushed Venom onto Sam Raimi,
right?
But
everyone wants to do the Vulture. It's like, why do you want to do the Vulture so goddamn much?
He's a cool character.
I mean, yeah, he's a cool character, but I mean,
the whole concept with that one was that the Vulture in Raimi, according to what it should have been, it would have been he would have been like a con man. So he would have had Aunt May like fall in love with him and stuff like that, and then Peter finds out about it and the aggression because he had the black suit, like he almost pummels him. He finds out who he is. He almost pummels him to death and stuff like that. So Vulture was going to be more of a side character.
I see.
And Harry was going to be like the main antagonist.
Oh, okay.
And then
that would have worked.
So yeah, I'll show you the video. It goes into detail and things make a little more sense. But,
right.
Sandman was great though.
Yeah, no, he was a good character.
But yeah, Sony pushed Venom onto Sam Raimi because Sony basically went to Sam Raimi and was like, "You're not doing Vulture, you're doing Venom because people like Venom." He goes, "You either do this or you don't do the movie at all." And he was like, "Okay, fine." And so he did the movie, and then he was working on 4, and it got to the point where it was just like he was like getting physically sick just thinking about it. And he went to Sony. He was like, "Listen, I don't want to do 4. I don't want to waste your money. I don't want to waste my time." He goes, "I don't want to do this." And then Amy Pascal was like, well, thank you. I appreciate you. Because while they were still making him write and come up with the idea for Spider-Man 4, they were already fucking moving on to the Amazing Spider-Man with Mark Webb.
Oh, no way.
So Spider-Man 4 would have came out, and immediately after we would have had a reboot. And
wow,
that's why Sam Raimi was like, "Why the fuck am I wasting my time if they're just gonna reboot it?"
True.
So and then the hack happened, and Andrew Garfield turned into I don't know. he came out. He's like I'm gay without like the actual like physical act and stuff. I'm like, then you're not gay. Like,
wait, what?
Yeah, so there's this thing where he's like he came out as gay. But he says that he's not attracted to men. He's like, what defines a person as gay, he is not, but he claims to be. Like, I don't know. He lost his mind. He lost his mind. Are you looking that up?
I'm looking it up right now. Let's see.
I don't know. He lost his mind. I don't know what he's doing.
Well, it says right here, when asked about his sexuality, Garfield identified himself as a heterosexual, but has said that he has an openness to any impulses that may arise within me at any time.
He gave a little more detailed description, and that's where I got that from.
Okay.
But I don't know. I don't know what is going on with him. He broke up with Emma Stone, and he's like, let's live life. And I'm like, all right, like, do you?
Yeah.
Like, you're still.
And well, hey, you know what? Whatever. He's a decent actor. And he does some pretty good stuff. So
he's also kind, and he's got like he's just great level headed.
Yeah. So just whatever he wants to have sex with, just let him.
It's not just that. It's like it's weird. It'd be like me like claiming a race. I'm Asian, but without the like physical appearance. Like it's not. It confuses me deeply.
Yeah. But this started from Infinity War down to Andrew Garfield's sexual preference.
It's still in the Marvel world.
I guess that's true.
Speaking of Spider-Man, though, Venom, the Venom movie, which gives me a splitting headache just mentioning it. Apparently, Venom's not even gonna be in the fucking movie. Like we're gonna get
Venom's not gonna be in Venom.
Apparently, he's only gonna be in the movie for like 6 minutes. Jesus Christ! I don't know. What are they doing?
Apparently, Sony does not know what
they fucking don't know. They want to do what is it? A Black and Silver movie, which is a movie with Black Cat. I don't know, man.
You are so distraught over all of this.
Because like at this point, Sony is just like, what else can we fucking wring out of this? Like, they're like, Sinister Six, it's still gonna happen. I'm like,
how?
Don't, just don't.
I feel like Sony needs to stop with this. Stop. Just give Spider-Man and everything all the rights back to Marvel. Just give them all that stuff. Let them do Venom.
Yeah,
and then Sony just focus on your PlayStation, okay? You don't make that good movies anyway.
What's the last good movie that Sony made? I wouldn't be able to tell you.
Neither would I.
But yeah, man. I mean, they're holding on to Spider-Man as hard as they fucking can. And
at least Fox made the right decision to give back everything to all the X-Men.
They didn't really give back everything, but more or less.
Basically, what I'm saying is that it's very possible that we're gonna see Wolverine. Yeah, in a Marvel movie now. So, Hugh Jackman, by the way.
Kevin Feige said that it'll happen, but it's not going to happen anytime soon.
Right. So, which it's just a matter of time. Yeah, it's just a matter of time. And Hugh Jackman has said that he would return as Wolverine if
for Marvel.
For Marvel,
that's a bigger paycheck.
A much bigger paycheck. Yeah. Dude, you know how much, and I think I might have said this on an episode before, and I've definitely said it before off the record. But you know how many freaking heads would explode to see Star-Lord, Iron Man, Captain America, Spider-Man, and Wolverine all in the same goddamn scene?
Well, fun fact, Hugh Jackman, as Wolverine, was supposed to make a cameo in the Sam Raimi films. Yeah,
oh, really?
Yeah, he was supposed to make a cameo, but due to scheduling, quotations, scheduling problems, Hugh Jackman couldn't make it. And Andrew Garfield as Spider-Man was going to be introduced into the MCU because they were going to put the Avengers Tower in
I think I did
the Amazing Spider-Man, and then they were going to put the Oscorp Tower in the Avengers or one of the Avenger films.
Right.
Or one of the MCU films.
Right.
But that fell through. What happened was they the rendering for the building wasn't finished, so they couldn't put it in Avengers or whatever. and I think there must have been some kind of talk between Sony and Marvel even at that time with Mark Webb, because Andrew Garfield was even like, yeah, I'd love to be invited. Like he was so up in arms about it. And then I don't know, like I guess he got upset when they found out that they were rebooting it again or whatever.
With Homecoming?
Yeah, but I don't know. Like I feel like at some point there was talks of having Andrew Garfield Spider-Man be in.
I would have been okay with that.
So would I, but I recently watched it again and I'm just like, Andrew Garfield plays a good Spider-Man, but he's not a very good.
Yeah, I've said this before. Yeah. Tobey Maguire plays a better Peter Parker than he does Spider-Man, and I almost said Mark Webb. Andrew Garfield plays a better Spider-Man than he does Peter Parker.
What it is that Tobey Maguire got familiar with the character, and he got more involved with Peter Parker, and Sam Raimi films are very Peter Parker heavy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, they are.
Yeah, Mark Webb's are.
It's almost like the whole Spider-Man concept just kind of takes a back seat.
Yeah. And then in Mark Webb's, like, he tries to balance both. Because first of all, Mark Webb did 500 Days of Summer. He's a great romantic.
That was a good movie.
Like a romantic director, which is why all that chemistry between Emma Stone and aside from it being a natural thing, and a real thing,
right
at that time, it worked, but. Because that's his bread and butter.
Right.
But Andrew Garfield has been a fan of Spider-Man, I think he said since he was a super young kid. Mm-hmm. So he knows how Spider-Man's supposed to behave.
Right.
But he didn't nail Peter Parker.
Peter Parker, yeah.
And then that's why I love Tom Holland.
He's a perfect balance of both.
Yeah. He's he's got this Michael J. Fox charm to him.
He does. He
Which
does.
I love, and every time I watch him, it's great.
You're absolutely right. Yeah, he does have that.
One of my favorite scenes in Homecoming is where they're at the party and he's changing into Spider-Man. He's about to like crash the party, and he's just talking to him like, "Oh, hey Liz." He goes, "How's it? Where's Peter? I haven't seen." Like he's like practicing what he's gonna say. He goes, "What's up, Ned?" Like, it's funny, and I love the awkwardness, and then I love how childish he is, where he's in the elevator and he's trying to help save them, and he deepens his voice. He's like, "Hey, how you guys doing? You all right?" Like, and he has like this weird like New York accent. It's great. Just these little things to it.
Yeah.
And just John Watts. It's also credit to John Watts because he's directed children before, so he knows how to get that direction. But
right.
When they said John Hughes film, like they really researched what they were doing.
Right.
They weren't just like make Breakfast Club references. Like the only real reference you had in that was Ferris Bueller.
Yeah.
Where he's running through the suburbs, which happens in the comics, which it's just funny. that whole issue is hilarious because he's trying to swing places but he can't because there's nothing to swing from. And it's just that's why I love so much when he goes into like that golf course and he shoots his web and he's just like, damn it. And he's just running through and the sprinklers turn on. It's the best fucking scene. I love it so much. But
all right, well, that's our review for Spider-Man. This happens a lot to us, doesn't it?
It does, but you also said last episode that we can talk about it. Damn it, we're talking about it.
Yeah, we are. No, we are. Well, it's because like we're the whole thing about Infinity War and all the characters and stuff. So, and well, I think it's just because with Sony and Disney and stuff like that, there's just so much to talk about. You know.
I was gonna bring this up. I don't know if we talked about it last episode, but James Gunn confirming that Baby Groot is Groot's son.
Right. Yes. Which is stupid.
It's weird, but it's like it's a change that isn't right, but also it doesn't matter.
I guess that's true.
Like it's incorrect, but it doesn't fucking matter because ultimately at the end it's still the same thing. Because the way that Groot works, if he's destroyed, even the smallest piece of him, you can plant it and he'll regrow.
Right.
He still has his memories. He still has his personality and all that. So he's still the same person. In this, I guess, James Gunn was like, "Nah, Groot's dead. Like this is
it's a brand new Groot.
Groot Jr." Like I was like, I looked at it. I was so confused. I was like, "Why? Like he just why?"
Yeah, I think you did say that the last episode. It's true. That makes no sense to do that.
It doesn't make any sense. I don't understand why, but it also none of it matters.
It doesn't matter. Yeah,
none of it matters because
it's still gonna be the same group.
Yeah. So like, yeah, I don't get it.
Oh my gosh. So what do you think? What do you think will be for the end credit scene for Infinity War? Do you think they'll make a?
They'll probably be. I think.
Do you think? I feel like there's gonna be a cameo.
Well, I was gonna say something definitely for Ant-Man and the Wasp, because that's the next one.
That is.
That comes out in August.
Something like that.
Some like late summer.
That is kind of crazy to think that like Infinity War is like literally the biggest movie that's coming out right now, or the biggest event for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and then it's like Ant-Man and the Wasp. Yeah. And it's like no mention of anything that's happened before.
Because what do we get next year? Because I think we might get Spider-Man 2.
We're definitely, I think we're going to get the Spider-Man, the second one.
Homecoming 2, whatever it's called.
We might be getting Black Panther 2. Captain Marvel comes out next year, doesn't it? Or it comes out this year?
I think it's the end of this year.
It's the end of this year?
I don't look it up.
Yep.
No, it might be next year because they're still they're still shooting. Like they just started shooting like a month ago or something like that. And that takes a while. So Captain Marvel might be next year. Spider-Man 2 might be next year, if not 2020. Volume 3 hasn't even begun. Like, James Gunn hasn't even started writing. I follow him on Instagram, and people are like, he'll post things like, "Stop yelling at me to get back to work."
Yeah. So it looks like Captain Marvel will be released next year in March.
Does that tell you what follows? No.
It doesn't say.
Because I know there's some like listed.
Well, it does say that she's going to be Captain Marvel in the 4th Avengers film that will be released in May of 2019.
I'm so curious as to how they're going to do it, because if her movie takes place in the 90s, then where has she been this whole time?
Well, then pretty sure that's what we're going to get when we either see her movie, or maybe we'll get some sort of an explanation in Infinity War.
Let's see. Yeah, Captain Marvel. Why is Shazam on here?
Because Shazam was called Captain Marvel back then. Did you know that?
Yeah, I knew that. I knew that. I'm just curious as to, because I typed in Marvel movies 2019, and then Shazam and Star Wars came up. Let's check the Wikipedia. Let's see.
Let me see. I'm gonna pull up.
What is it? Phase 4? What are we in? In what world? Oh, Black Panther was the end of Phase 3.
Was it really?
It looks like it.
Oh.
According to Wikipedia, that it was.
Interesting.
Which actually I don't think so, because I think
that doesn't.
Because usually the Avenger films are the end of the phase.
Actually, no. It looks like the untitled 4th Avengers film will be the end of Phase 3. That's what it says right here on Collider. Because Black Panther was here, so it looks like we got a few more movies before the end of Phase 3.
My God.
Yeah. Some crazy shit.
Kudos to Collider.
Jesus.
They're pretty accurate.
Yeah. And then you've got the so far from what Collider says, the only future films that are slated to release after Phase 3 will be the untitled Spider-Man sequel and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Yeah.
So that's about it for that.
Because I feel like it will be, well, I mean, the way, first of all, Marvel bring back Ryan Coogler for Black Panther.
Yes.
Like,
they need to.
Like, let that be his Guardians, like how James Gunn had took reign into, because Jon Favreau directed the first Iron Man, I think.
Yeah.
Did he direct the second one?
I believe he did.
What about the third?
Let me find out.
Because I feel like one of those was like directed by somebody else. Because I think Thor, Captain America, the series for those were the only ones directed by different people.
You said Thor?
Yeah. The the series for Thor. So
Iron Man 1 and 2 were directed by Jon Favreau, and Iron Man 3 was directed by Shane Black.
Yeah.
So
James Gunn is the only one. James Gunn, as of right now, is the only one that's consistently like directing, and also I guess the Russo brothers, because you had Joss Whedon for a little bit, and then Jon Favreau who started it. But
they need to bring Joss Whedon into the DC movies. I don't know why he decided, or I don't know why he's not doing Batgirl anymore, which sucks.
I don't know, man. There's a whole lot of things with him that are like, they're like he's not pro women, or I don't know. Like,
isn't that all he does? Is make like,
yeah, but I guess he's like a dick to his wife or something. I don't know. I don't live that guy's personal life. I saw something about like I think he made fun of his wife or something. I don't know.
Oh jeez.
I don't know. But yeah.
So what would you say are you looking forward to the most for Infinity War?
Spider-Man.
other than Spider-Man.
No, it's the team up.
Just the team ups.
Yeah.
Okay.
The team up, seeing everyone, fight alongside with each other. I think it'll be great.
Yeah.
Because if memory serves, and I know it was a Joss Whedon thing where he had those like one shots where everyone's fighting. If they have those again, it's gonna be on a greater scale of that. This movie was filmed entirely in IMAX, so
oh dang,
I'm gonna have to drive to Ontario.
That's not bad.
It's not. Those screens are great. It's gonna be packed.
Right, of course.
I'm gonna hate it. But yeah, I got nothing else to add. You?
No, I got nothing else either.
I'm glad that Shiri's coming back.
Oh yeah, yeah.
She's gonna have her little like gauntlets. And stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
So
that was cool. But yeah, Infinity War is gonna be good. And
wait, was her name Shiri? It was, right?
Yeah, Shuri. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, you're right.
What was Lupita Nyong'o's character's name? I forget.
This entire episode's just me typing on the computer.
It's okay. One of us will do it. One of us has to do it.
Cast.
I didn't bring my
Nakia.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, Nakia.
That's what I thought. I just didn't want to be wrong. I got M'Baku. See, I keep fucking up his name. M'Baku. I keep getting his name wrong, but I know what he is.
Yeah.
He's become a public like favorite.
Really?
Yeah. There's an M'Baku challenge of like people just like quoting like his scene where he challenges T'Challa. Like it's great. Like a bunch of like little children are doing it.
Oh yeah, I've seen videos like that.
It's so adorable. It's great, but yeah, it's I don't know. Like yeah, he's a crowd favorite.
Interesting, and he's a villain.
Well, he wasn't much of a villain.
Well, not in this one, but yeah. Maybe we'll see him turn into more of the villain.
I'm kind of hoping though because it's a good dynamic that they have.
Oh yeah. So yeah, Infinity War. It's gonna be a good movie.
All right. The last topic. How long have we been going for?
About an hour.
All right. Let's wrap this up with Ready Player One.
Yeah.
Have you read it?
No.
No. It's so.
That's it. All right. Bye.
So there's a bunch of pop culture references in that. Some very.
I feel like that
obvious.
book is just the definition of pop culture.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's all it is. There are some that are very subtle, some that are incredibly hidden, some that are just super obvious.
Of course.
One of my favorite things of that book is Wade Watts, the character, the main character. His virtual vehicle is the DeLorean, but it's mixed. Awesome. But it's got the kit system from Knight Rider in it, so it speaks to him. It's badass.
Oh, that's so cool.
But yeah, it's just I'm excited for that movie. What's cool about it is that there's a couple of things in the trailer that I'm like, that's different from the book. But the book lends itself to be very flexible with cinema. So Steven Spielberg has done some great things. Some great things. No, he's a fantastic director. I'm happy that he's the one to take this up. So I don't know. Are you excited for it?
I'm definitely looking forward to it. The only problem that I have with, or I guess my fear, is just that.
I hope it's not too short too.
That and I feel like no, there's not going to be a lot of people who understand all these references.
Well, I mean, that's the beauty of this movie is that no matter how big of a nerd you are, whether you're casually into these things or very heavily, you're gonna have to watch that movie a few times because
to catch everything.
There's gonna be things that like I'll catch and you won't, or you'll catch and I won't.
Yeah. Or we won't catch and someone else will.
Yeah, like there's gonna be tons of stuff.
Right.
And it's just so.
Well, see that's the thing. Like
the Battletoads are in the trailer.
Are they really?
Yeah.
I never saw that. So there you go.
But
see, that's one thing. Like, are people gonna actually like watch this movie a couple times to try to get everything? Like, of course, like, you know, us, we're nerds and stuff, so we're gonna we watch the trailer multiple times to see this stuff, because it's like I had to watch the trailer multiple times to see that Deathstroke and Harley Quinn scene that they are.
Is it Deathstroke or is it
Deathstroke? No, it's Deathstroke.
Okay.
And then like when they're all racing and stuff, you see the DeLorean and you see like the Tron bike, and
there's the
and then the Iron Giant's also in it too.
Well, in the book, Wade has a Japanese mech. I forget the name of it. It's not a Gundam.
I was gonna say
it's not a Gundam. It's a Japanese mech. It's very popular. I forget it. But it looks like the Iron Giant is gonna take the place of that. Like it's gonna replace it because not everyone knows of that.
Right.
Of that mech or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
Because he used it to fight the villain. So I think just because it Ready Player One is more of a Western thing, I think they're gonna have
makes sense.
Ready Player One. Also, fun fact: Vin Diesel came back for it.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So Vin Diesel's gonna be voicing the Iron Giant.
Oh wow, that's actually kind of cool. But like I said,
yeah, in that racing scene, there's so many different cars. You have the
DeLorean, obviously.
The Magnum Opus from Mad Max.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you have the bike from Akira. You have
the Tron bike.
The Tron bike. You got what else? So I'm pretty sure the Batmobile is somewhere in there.
I'm willing to bet my entire paycheck that the Batmobile is going to be in it. But that's what I'm saying. Like,
well, the DeLorean it's because it's Wade's personal vehicle. It's not the DeLorean exactly. It's fused because it's got the DeLorean and it's got the KITT system in it.
Right.
So you'll like in the movie, in the movie you'll hear KITT like talk to him.
That's pretty cool. But yeah, like I said, like, are general audiences gonna be able to catch all these things, or is this movie gonna be tailored to, like, is this movie tailored to the nerds and the pop culture people,
I don't
or
think
is
so.
it?
So it's,
or is it? Yeah, is the movie gonna be tailored for more of a general audience that everyone's gonna be able to pick up on everything?
I think that's what it'll be.
You think so?
Because, it's gonna be the same as the Lego movie. All those properties and all those references and everything like that. I mean, people went in there. I'm pretty sure there was a few people who didn't know a few of those Legos.
That's true. I did. I was a huge Lego fan growing up, and I love Legos.
So I think general audience will enjoy it. It'll get word of mouth. People will probably be like, "Oh, this is a cool movie. Like, all these things are in it." But us as nerds, we're just gonna be like, "Oh, there's this and there's that." And
yeah,
Lara
that's
Croft.
true. Lara Croft.
And so yeah, there's all these characters. I'm just excited to see. It's gonna bug me because I want to like pause and just look at everything.
Right. Yeah.
And I'm not gonna be able to do that for like 6 months. But
yeah, that's true. Well, either way, I wouldn't say I'm excited to go see Ready Player One. But that's something I do want to see. That's on that is my that is definitely on my like must see list.
Yeah. My excitement for it has grown because when I first heard it, I was like, oh well, like that's cool. So far, they've been doing a pretty good job with book adaptations. It all kind of like not a renaissance, but something like
it just seems like a reemerging
of books. Yeah, it all kind of started with The Martian, also.
Okay. Oh, right.
So they've been doing a pretty good job lately, so I was like, all right, cool. And then I saw trailers. I was like, man, this is looking pretty good. And I just feel like there's gonna be some people be like, oh, it's too CGI. Like, yeah, part of it is a fucking video game.
Yeah, that's gonna be a
that's kind of my the thing that I feel like people are gonna complain about, which is stupid. But I'm so excited to see the DeLorean.
It's gonna be pretty dope.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ready Player One, Infinity War.
Infinity War actually, Ready Player One comes out this week.
Oh.
Yeah, it comes out this week. So
then
I'm gonna try to avoid the crowd and go sometime like next week.
Okay.
During the week.
We can do the next episode on that on a review. That way we can actually have some direction.
So
I guess that's it then.
That's it.
All right, guys. Well, hope you enjoyed this rambling of absolute nonsense.
We're kind of monotone, tired.
Yeah, like it's been a pretty busy week for all of us, but we'll try to get back on track. And I think we said that in the last episode too.
We did, yeah.
So we'll just try it again. Third time's a charm.
Like third, 100th.
But yeah. Anyway, I guess most likely the next episode will be Ready Player One. Then we'll talk more into detail about it after we see it.
Mm-hmm. And then, I don't know, maybe we'll go watch an 80s film. Pretty in Pink.
No.
No.
All right, guys. Just make sure you leave a comment, like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. So, all right. That will be it. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye. Take it easy.